Hey, Raw Rough Riders. This is Mademoiselle Mosley again. I hope all y'all is doing fine tonight. You know, I look at people every day, with children, and I oftentimes wonder what do they think that their children are? Some people use their children as tools. Some people have children because they want to have tax write offs. Yeah, really. Or they have children because they're trying to keep a man, or they have children because they want children. Some people really love children. But one thing I heard someone say that I thought was just really a lost quote, if you want to use it at that. They said they wanted some mixed children, biracial children. They didn't say, like they breeding dogs. Like, oh, I want to have pit and have chihuahua. I'm just saying. And it doesn't matter about the biracial aspect of a person. That's not the point that I'm getting at. But you just say you want some biracial children, some mixed children. You didn't say anything. You just have this idea that this is just going to be a beautiful child, which we know it will be. But you don't know the child's destiny. You don't know what you mix him with. You didn't say anything about the type of man that you want, and um, none of those things. You just want some biracial children. Like I said earlier, you go pick a dog and get another dog, and you want to create this new dog, or this dog will be beautiful. But you know that all animals have different nature about themselves when you're dealing with two different species. So you're going to bring two, and I'm not saying that every biracial child will be this or be that, or it's not good, it's not bad, it's not indifferent. I'm just bringing some thoughts together so people can start thinking about what they're doing. We make some beautiful children biracially, regular, highly melanated people make beautiful children, Caucasian, Hispanic, everybody has beautiful children. But this person just wanted a biracial child. Then I understand that if you mix the two, what could happen, especially if you just want to look. You haven't even read the book. You haven't went through the table of contents to see what this person whom you're about to have children with has inside of them, and what the obstacles and the trials and the tribulations of the child. With any ethnicity, you should think that if you're just, straight, you know, Indian, whatever you are, you still have to think about the dynamics of each and every individual that you plan on bearing fruit with. Just like people be taking fruit, to speak of fruit, plums and apricots, and making pluots. You could do whatever you want, but I'm just saying, do you know the consistency? Do you know what it is that's going to come out of that? Do you know? And everything might go quite well, but I'm just saying, you're just wanting biracial children. You have to teach those children about both sides. Sometimes when some women have children by men, don't even want the man, but have children by men. They just want a beautiful child, comb their hair, all these different things that they're trying to do. But the thing about it is, if you just raise that child with one side of the family, you don't teach them another, they don't know the full history of who they are. And I'm not just talking about black history, white history, Hispanic history, Asian. I'm not talking about that. I am just talking about anybody who decides to have a biracial child should be willing to teach that child about both sides in the best positive manner as possible. Even if you don't have biracial children, you should teach them about their lineage. But some people just want a tool, but you got to be careful that you don't misuse the tool, because it becomes cruel. It becomes cruel to bring somebody into this world in any aspect and not tell them who they are and who their people are and what is their total history of the life that they're about to live, so they won't be surprised about something popping up. And you're like, where the heck came from? Then you come to find out that somebody in your family has this trait that you had no idea. Let me get a little deeper. It's like I said before, people just want biracial children. I'm just saying, when she said that, I was like, ma'am, do you know that you have to be ready to, like any child, but in a depth aspect, to understand the full view of this, not just the look. This child is going to be a book with a table of contents that you don't even know what the contents of the book is, because you've never read it. You just like what the cover looked like. But you don't know what you're going to discover once you go past the cover. To say the least, it can cause you more heartache than increase. Beautiful headache that could cause you much heartache because you didn't read the book. You just like the look. And that heartache that you will get instead of the increase could take away your very peace. This beautiful person that you had, that you didn't know that all this stuff was in this family. You didn't know. You just wanted some biracial children, which is fine. This is not a problem with having biracial children. It becomes an issue when you don't understand the responsibility of having a biracial child. Because usually if your child is the same ethnicity as you, you're going to automatically, in a normal atmosphere, teach your child about its heritage, lineage of what you know. And if you don't know, you have all kind of traditions and things that you do or how you live. I hope you're living good too, that you teach your child. But when, just say if I was to have a child of a different ethnicity, I have to teach my son or daughter about the Indian culture as well as my culture. The American African culture. That is my responsibility, to empower them to both sources. That will hopefully put them on a better course. And like I said earlier, some people use kids as a tool. Some women have children by men, to send him through hell. That's why you got to know who you can trust with your seed. Women, we too. We have children by men whom don't no more want us than they want an old rotten tomato sitting on the damn cement, rotting the damn way. It just sometimes they need a place to stay. So they lock you up, at least that's 9 months. While they rubbing on your belly and massaging your feet. It's a place to stay and they get something to eat. Yeah. It go both ways. It goes both ways in the things that we suffer and how we use children. Bless the children. Bless the children. Because the children go through so much that they didn't even ask for. They get mistreated when the misuse that you plan to misuse didn't happen the way that you choose to use. Then you want to say your father's a deadbeat when you about beat him dead. And I'm not talking about beat him dead physically, beat him dead mentally, spiritually. Ain't nobody trying to stay and suffer and go through all these struggles and strifes with you, but then you want to make somebody a villain because he ain't willing to do what it is that you want him to do. Take all the abuse and the misuse. You know what I'm saying? No. So we need to really think about when we have children, because when I had children, I had them because I wanted them. I wasn't worried about, oh, is this because I've seen my mom, my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles go through a lot of stuff, and I always allowed a man, if he did not want to stay the door open, I ain't even mad. Kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. That's my baby. Women be hitting on their kids and beating on their kids. You look just like your daddy. That's who they supposed to look like. But you mad because the plan that you had didn't go the way that you thought it was going to go. Now you misusing and abusing the child. And that ain't every instance that I'm talking about, but the ones that I am talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's your baby. It don't matter who the daddy is. If you don't even know the damn daddy, that is your baby. You carry that baby in the womb for 9 months. It don't matter who he or she looks like. That's your baby. Don't mistreat or hurt your babies. Love on them. They will grow up one day. And as they growing up, you growing down. You want somebody who really wants to be around you because the love that you chose to spew, not the hate and the mistreatment. Because I'm sorry. I get it, because some of us are sorry. But I'm sorry. It's just a band-aid for the deep wounds that are still gushing no matter how many years it happens. So yes, apologize. But it's better if we take responsibility at this point in time and do right by our children right before our very eyes, not to wait until we're old and we have nothing else left to do or to give. And we want them to bring life into us with all those dead words that we gave. So God bless the child that's got his own. If you don't want to have a child, or you don't want to be responsible, then don't have none. Just stay on your own and do whatever it is you want to do. But when you have a child, it's no longer about you. I hope that helped y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, get it before it gets you. I'm out.